You've seen it everywhere, right? There's this new global obsession, a drug that has just exploded out of nowhere to become a massive cultural phenomenon. And it all boils down to one tiny weekly injection. And it's true. I mean, the world has gone absolutely bonkers. From the Hollywood red carpets to just, quiet conversations at the office, drugs like Ozempic have completely taken over. It's not just for celebrities anymore, it's a household name. But all this hype, it's kind of hiding a much deeper, more important question. I mean, think about it. For 100 years, we've tried everything. But what if the real answer has absolutely nothing to do with willpower and everything to do with our ancient biological code? To really get your head around the scale of this thing, all you have to do is follow the money. The company behind Ozempic, Novo Nordisk, has just seen its value go through the roof, turning it into an absolute financial giant. Get this, its market cap is now bigger than the entire economy of its home country, Denmark. It's insane. So you see, this isn't just about a new product. This could be the answer to a puzzle that has stumped scientists and just frustrated millions of people for generations. To understand why this drug is such a game changer, we first have to understand who the real enemy is in the battle to lose weight. Okay, so let's get into it because the opponent here, it's not your sweet tooth, it's not a lack of motivation. The real opponent is written directly into your DNA. For so long, the whole story has been about personal failure, right? If you can't lose weight, you're just not trying hard enough. But, biology tells a very different, and honestly, a much more forgiving story. For nearly all of human history, hunger wasn't just a feeling you got before lunch, it was a permanent state of being. Our bodies are not designed for a world with food delivery apps and supermarkets on every corner. No, they are biologically engineered to survive famine. We get fat today because our bodies are still preparing for a famine that never actually comes. The moment you start cutting calories, your body doesn't cheer you on. It panics. It triggers this ancient, totally ruthless defense mechanism that I call the famine protocol. And this protocol, it has 3 unbreakable rules. First, it hoards fat. Every single calorie is treated like gold, stored away for the hard times it thinks are coming. Second, it cuts power. Your metabolism just slams on the brakes, which is why you feel cold and tired. And finally, and this is the cruelest part, it wages chemical war on your own brain. It floods you with ghrelin, the hunger hormone, which is basically screaming, eat, while at the same time, it shuts down the leptin, the hormone that says you're full. So you see, you're not weak, you're being chemically manipulated by your own body's survival instincts. So let's see how this new class of drugs doesn't just play the game differently. No, it completely rewrites the rules of this ancient war. To really appreciate just how big of a breakthrough this is, you have to look at what we tried before. It's wild. In the early 1900s, people were literally swallowing tapeworms. In the 20s, cigarette companies marketed their products as appetite suppressants. In the 60s, there was the Sleeping Beauty diet, where doctors would sedate people so they physically couldn't eat. All of them failed because they were trying to fight a battle that was unwinnable. And that's the crucial point. Every diet that came before, from keto to just counting calories, was all about one thing: fighting the urge to eat. Ozempic doesn't ask you to fight the urge, it simply deletes it. So here's how it works. Your body naturally makes a hormone called GLP-1. Its job is to tell your brain, hey, we're full down here, but it disappears in minutes. The molecule in Ozempic is basically a copycat. It mimics GLP-1, but it acts like it's on steroids. It hangs around in your system for days, constantly telling your brain you're full, while also slowing down your stomach so you physically feel full. The desire to eat just vanishes. And the financial impact of deleting that urge? It has been absolutely staggering. By cracking this biological code, a Danish diabetes company became one of the most valuable corporations on the entire planet, worth more than Coca-Cola and McDonald's combined. And the gold rush is really just beginning. A competitor, Eli Lilly, launched an even more powerful version of the drug, and their valuation soared towards an almost unbelievable number: $1 trillion. But while these companies are counting their billions, a very different and much, much darker reality is starting to emerge for the people who are actually taking these drugs. Because, in biology, there is no such thing as a free lunch. The reports are just flooding in. We're talking about patients with paralyzed stomachs, a rise in suicidal thoughts so alarming that Australia's health ministry issued a formal warning, pancreatitis, vision loss, and maybe the most concerning thing of all, rapid muscle loss. Some of the trial data shows that up to 40% of the weight people lose isn't fat, it's lean muscle. And somehow it gets even worse. Because the real drugs are in short supply, a legal loophole in the US is letting small, unregulated labs mix up their own versions. The FDA has already found some of these knockoffs contain totally unapproved chemicals. People are buying injections from random websites and are quite literally injecting poison into their body. Okay, so this whole story of health and hype, it's about to shift again. And this time, it's turning into a global economic war. And the next major battlefield, it's going to be India. And here's why. The patent for the key molecule in Ozempic is protected in the US and Europe until 2032. But in India and China, that patent expires in January 2026. This single date is about to change everything. The second that patent expires, Indian pharmaceutical giants, who are absolute masters of making low-cost generic drugs, are going to flood the market. And this is going to create a massive price difference. A drug that costs $1,000 a month in New York could suddenly cost just $50 in Mumbai. All of a sudden, a celebrity luxury becomes a middle-class commodity, and you know what that means. Smuggling is going to be inevitable. But there is one final catch in all this. While the liquid drug itself will be pretty easy for Indian companies to copy, that high-tech, painless auto-injector pen used to deliver it, that is still protected by a fortress of patents. So making the medicine will be easy. Making it easy to take, well, that's the next great challenge. So what does all this mean? It means that in 2026, the dam is going to break. We are about to move from a world where thinness was a luxury for the rich to one where it could be a commodity for the masses, all manufactured in the factories of India. And this brings us to the final trillion-dollar question. Will this breakthrough truly be a health miracle that saved millions of lives? Or, by making it so cheap and so accessible, are we about to unleash a new global epidemic of unforeseen side effects? The world is about to find out.